Welcome to our class today on algorithmic trading. Just waiting for some people to join. Right. I hope you guys are having a great day today. I know I am. It's a beautiful sunny day. Right. Lots of opportunities in the stock market. I just bought myself some very good stocks on the cheap. Welcome, guys, to the class today. Just gonna let the room fill in a little bit more. Just waiting on a few people. We have a pretty good attendance today for our class. Right, so today what we're going to be covering is how to get started with algorithmic trading. This is something that we specialize in at Liumi Wealth. This is our main class. It's the first class that we ever made. So we have lots and lots and lots of materials on this. If you need to know anything around algorithmic trading, we are your guys, girls, right? Our company. That's what we do. So here's our agenda for today. First, I want to get to know you guys a little bit, who is on the call. We'll get into that in a bit. Then we'll do a quick introduction about our company and kind of what we do. And then we're going to talk about algorithmic trading and why it's so freaking awesome, why a lot of people are making good money in this, and some examples of that. And then I'm going to run you through a demo. This demo at this point is maybe a little dated, considering the latest things that happen in the stock market. So I'm going to have to update this, but I can give you guys a lot of stuff if you need. There's a lot of really cool things I could show you even outside of that. And then we're going to talk about the full course. If you guys are interested in really taking this stuff seriously and getting to know how to build your own algorithms and make some good money doing this stuff. All right, so let's get started. All right, so first of all, I want to get to know you guys a little bit, right? So if you guys can type this onto chat, you should see that chat button in the bottom right-hand corner of your window. Just let me know a couple things about yourself, right? Like, what is your occupation? I feel like we have a lot of people that work in finance that join our classes, a lot of entrepreneurs as well, then a bunch of other types of people, software engineers as well. Let me know if you know how to code. Have you ever programmed in your life before? Is this something brand new? A lot of our courses, we try to make them as approachable as possible, so you don't have to be an expert to do this. Of course, if you do know how to code, you can build some really, really cool stuff. And I love having students like that because you guys build some amazing things. But if you don't know how to code, that's fine. We will teach you how to do that. And to be honest with you, making algorithms is not as complicated as you think in terms of coding. There's a lot more thinking that goes into it that is outside of just being able to program. And then also tell me, again, we also have a lot of really good technology that makes this very easy for you. We spent a lot of time developing our technology. Then also tell me, how much investment experience do you have? Is this something brand new to you? Have you been in this for a while? Have you been investing for a while? Is this your first downturn? Did you start after 2020 and this is a shock to you? Me personally, I started investing before 2008, so I've seen some things. You know what I mean? Our latest instructor that we brought on board has been around since 1985, investing for people, so he's really seen some things. But it's another market cycle, and I think there's more opportunities actually in markets like this one. I've made a lot more money in down markets than I have made in up markets, and we can talk about that a bit today. But okay, so let me read out some of these chats. We have Justin that wrote in. Justin, driver and a small trucking company owner. Awesome, very cool. I feel like we have a lot of business owners in our classes, so welcome. You've never coded before. Again, that wouldn't be a problem. We have a lot of technology that makes this stuff very easy for you. Even if you don't know how to code, we can teach you the basics pretty quickly. Invest in things before using Pionex bots before. I'm not familiar with Pionex, but I feel like there are quite a few of these different companies out there now, kind of copying us, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's a lot of them out there. So it sounds good. We have a lot of really cool stuff. I think a big difference between being able to build your own bots versus using a company that does this stuff, is really that you get a lot more customizability and you can really make a lot more money. A lot of these bot companies out there, hit and miss, right? So if you guys can write in, type into the chat, let me know these 3 questions. I'm actually going to even take these and put these into the chat so you guys have them handy. There you go. There's the 3 questions. All right, I'm going to keep checking the chat, so feel free to put it in there whenever you're ready. Okay, so let's get started with an introduction, right? So I asked you guys to tell me about yourselves, right? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. So my name is Robert. I'm the CEO of Liumi Wealth. We've been running. I've been running this company for the past 3 years. We started about 3 years ago, where basically we're teaching you how to build algorithmic trading bots. We've grown quite a bit since then. We also have classes on blockchain programming, on Web3, on trading in general, on options trading algorithms, on machine learning, and on crypto trading algorithms. So we have quite a few different classes right now. My background also, I have a master's in finance from a top tier school, kind of like an Ivy League here in Canada. And I also worked on Wall Street for a while afterwards, working in the mortgage industry and helping a lot of things like that. After working in that field, I went to go join Voyager, which is a crypto trading application for your iPhone, right? So you could trade crypto on your iPhone, kind of like a Coinbase. So I helped build that app out. I was maybe employee number 4 there. That company, last time I checked, is worth something like $500 million. So it definitely paid me quite well being part of that. My passion, however, has always been really using software to help people invest. So I really want to start my own company around this, and that's where Liumi Wealth comes into place. Right? Let me read something here. So Leo wrote, "Hi, my name is Leonard. Welcome, Leonard. My brother-in-law has the same name, so it's very cool. I have no finance background, coding years ago, some Python, running natural language processing. I'm an entrepreneur." Very cool. Welcome, Leo. I feel like there's a lot of entrepreneurs that join our classes, so you're going to have a lot of people kind of like you. It's great that you have some programming experience. I feel like you'll be able to catch on very quickly. And the fact that you've never, they don't have a finance background, that's perfectly fine too, because that's kind of the whole point, right? You're going to learn how to use code to be able to do this stuff for you, right? We're going to teach you a lot about data science, how to read the numbers and that sort of thing, right? Okay, thank you very much, Leo. Okay, so that's a little bit about myself. Let me tell you about Liumi Wealth. So it's a company that we started about 3 years ago. Really, we started off with teaching people how to do this sort of stuff, how to do algorithmic trading. It's expanded a lot since then, right? We have quite a few different classes that we teach, everything from blockchain, Web3, algorithmic trading. We teach a bunch of stuff. Basically, if it has to do with software and it has to do with investing, we're involved in it. It's something that we care about a lot. I care about a lot. We're also working on taking a lot of the stuff that we have in our classes and turning it into a hedge fund. So I get this question all the time, if I'm going to take your class, why are you teaching this as opposed to actually doing it yourself? Well, first of all, it's a lot easier to teach than it is to start a hedge fund. It's quite a bit of work to start a hedge fund. If you guys have ever tried to do something like that, there's a lot involved there. But the truth is that we're actually getting into that as well, right? So we're actually going to be building out a hedge fund very soon. Probably by the end of the year, we're going to have a lot of bots available that people can purchase. But in this class, you're really going to learn how to build this stuff from scratch. Actually, not really from scratch. We give you a lot of code to help you with this, right? And you're going to be able to do very customized things. You'll be able to find really interesting different ways to do this. I love teaching these classes because I feel like every time I teach this class, I feel like I learn a lot from you guys, right? Everyone always has some very interesting idea and some very interesting type of model that they want to build out. So I feel like I learn just as much, if not more, than the people I teach. But I think it's really, really cool, and kind of really what got our company to where it is right now. So anyways, Liumi Wealth, we're very enthusiastic about using software to help your investment returns. That's what we're all about. I have a very strong belief in this sort of thing where software is going to be the main way that we invest going forward. We're already seeing it with things like ETFs and whatnot. I think this is only going to grow louder and louder. And pretty soon, artificial intelligence is going to smoke any investment advisor you could possibly think of. Warren Buffett, eat your heart out. Wait until the AI comes for your job. You know what I mean? Still a little bit of time before that, but I'd rather be on the right side of the curve. So okay, so it's a little bit of about Liumi Wealth. We also have a YouTube channel. I'm going to post this into the chat, the link to this. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. We do have a lot of content on there, a lot of free content. Justin says, I'm just reading the chats here, would love to use this when my companies start taking payments in crypto. Very cool, awesome. Definitely, we could do a lot of really cool stuff around that. Thank you, Justin. Okay, so here's our YouTube channel. It's been growing quite quickly. We have a good amount of subscribers on here, so make sure you like and subscribe our channel, or subscribe and hit the bell button. But we have a lot of stuff in here. If you want to see some demos of some of our strategies, they're in here. If you want to see these live streams that we've done in the past, we've done everything for options trading, blockchain. We have lots of stuff in here. We also have a lot of interviews with different investment professionals, everything from people in the blockchain industry. Uzair Kidwai, for example, runs Cent Finance, is a really cool company in blockchain. We have people in real estate. We have investment advisors. This one with John Ewing was really cool. This guy actually, very impressive person, manages $600 million last time I checked, which was actually over a year ago. So hopefully better than that now. You can see reviews by some of our students. So if you're interested in, what has everyone done in the past, you can check that out. We have a lot of other stuff in here, lots of free stuff. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you hit this bell button because we do release quite a bit of stuff often. And it's going to be free and really cool stuff for you. So check it out. Also, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Discord channel, which if you've never heard of Discord, still fairly new, but I feel like growing in popularity pretty quickly. This right here, we have Discord, right? So here's our Discord channel. Lots of really cool people in here, our past students, our potential future students. So a lot of really cool people here. We have great discussions. This actually, our instructor is going to be teaching a new class on trading as a business, teaching you how to build a hedge fund and that sort of thing. Really interesting discussions in here. If you want to learn about how to build your own bots, or if you want to just learn about crypto or the industry as a whole, investing and that sort of thing, this is a great place to join. Click on that Discord link that I sent inside of the chat, and you'll be able to join and get access to all this free stuff. And then also, please make sure that you ask questions throughout. It's great when this is interactive. If we're waiting until the very end for you to ask questions, not as fun. It's a lot better when you guys actually ask questions throughout the presentation. Definitely a lot more interesting to do it that way. So don't hesitate to wait till the end or something like that. If you have a question, just type it out and we're good to go. Right? Okay, cool. Emmanuel wrote here. It says, my name is Emmanuel. I have a few experience in coding. I have limited experience investing. Very cool, Emmanuel. That sounds great. I think you do very well in our courses. I think you'd be able to use your coding experience to learn a lot about finance from a very data-centric perspective. There's a lot of things we cover in the class that teaches you really how to analyze the stock market, look at past trends and that sort of thing to figure out the way that you can make quite a bit of money going forward. Okay, and he says, I have a few years experience in coding. Okay, cool. Very, very cool. I love people like you, Emmanuel, by the way, that don't have too much investing experience, but coding experience. I feel like when you guys go through a course like ours, you really learn a lot and build some very, very cool stuff. I could give you some examples of some of our past students are just really killing it after doing this sort of thing and learning how to do this. Cool. Okay, so that's the introduction. Let's dive into the meat of it. All right. So, so Jose says, I don't see a Discord link here. I posted it. Let me post it one more time, Jose. There's a Discord link. It's http://discord.gg. It's inside the chat. Check it out. Let me know if you're able to get that. If you're able to get that, Jose. Okay, cool. So algorithmic trading. What is it? Why do we care? Right? So first of all, algorithmic trading. Perfect, Jose. Awesome. Okay, so first of all, algorithmic trading is using software to analyze data and make trades, right? So basically, we're using some very fancy, powerful techniques, data science. We're looking at a lot of data in the investment world, right? Some people think that this is only technical analysis and that's all we do. To be quite honest with you, I think that's actually the worst way to make money in the stock market. Maybe in crypto, it's a good way to make money, but I think in stocks, there's a lot better ways to make money. Reading the news, right? We have bots, and I could actually show you a bot in crypto bot because right now the markets are closed if you guys are interested. But that reads the news. You can actually trade off the news. You can make quite a bit of money doing that sort of thing. Reading financial statements is a very interesting thing to do. Build bots that reads that sort of stuff, right? We have a lot of other types of bots that make quite a bit of money doing things that you wouldn't think would make that much money, but they really do. So there's a lot of really good data out there. And if you think if there's any way that someone can beat the market, really it's going to be using software, right? The way that AI is advancing, the way that the amount of data that's available in the world is absolutely extraordinary and growing exponentially. So using software to help you invest is pretty amazing. Also, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, by the way, but right now in the stock market, something like 90% of all trades are done using robots. So if you are one of those 10% that's not using robots to trade, you're actually at a huge disadvantage because you are trading against a lot of these robots that will basically run circles around you and find ways to make money from you, even if you think that you're making money off a specific trade. There's lots of ways to do that, right? Okay, so using software to analyze data and make trades. There's some people that opt not to have their bot make trades, but most people will actually do that as well, right? Because we can provide trade alerts as well, right? Or we could actually execute the trades. You could do either one. Some people want one more than the other, but that's up to them. It's up to you personally, right? So why do we care about this, right? Like, why does this matter? Well, the reason why this matters is, first of all, because it makes a lot of freaking money, right? Some of the most successful hedge funds ever in existence have been using these types of techniques. So let me give you some examples here, right? So for example, Renaissance Technologies, right? This is a company you may not have ever heard of because they do not want you to know about them, right? They don't like the attention. They want to be as quiet as possible because they're making a ton of money and, stay out of their business, right? These guys, last time I checked, managed $110 billion worth of assets. They're one of the biggest funds in the world. Again, very secretive. They're probably actually a lot more than that at this point because of all the things that have happened. I heard that in last year, I think they made 150% return last year, which is, crazy. But these guys, they've been doing really well for a very long time. They started somewhere in the 1980s or 1970s when computers weren't really a big thing. It was just a brand new, what are computers? Like the guy, Jim Simmons, had the idea, why don't we use computers to help with our investing, right? It took a while for them to figure it out. It took them a couple of years because computers were very basic back then, literally running basic, right? And after they figured this out, they were able to make some really, really, really crazy returns. So their average annual return is 39%, right? And keep that in mind that this is average, right? So for example, last year, these guys made over 100% return. I think it was 150 or something last year. 40% is the average, right? Which also means that in years like 2008, they're still doing very well. This is 39% a year return. They, I believe, in 30 plus years of investing, they've only lost money in one quarter out of those 30 years. So think about 30 times 4, it's 120 quarters. That's the year 2000, that's 2008, that's 2020. These guys have only lost money once ever in any quarter ever, right? Which is quite astonishing. So Jose asked, does algorithmic trading use data from a Bloomberg terminal? Yes, you can. If you want to get data from a Bloomberg terminal, you can absolutely do that. Bloomberg is a little expensive. You'll pay 20, 30K a year for that sort of thing. But if you have access to one, that's amazing. I love Bloomberg, by the way. I'm a huge fan of Bloomberg terminals. I used to teach people how to use them. If you have access to one, we could definitely plug a bot into that type of data and make you quite a bit of money doing that. You're going to have a big advantage because that data is very valuable and you get a lot out of it. So absolutely, we could plug into Bloomberg. They have great APIs, and I could show you how to do that. I'd love to get involved in that, actually. Very good data from Bloomberg. Thank you for that question, Jose. All right, but back to Renaissance. So 39% average annual return. So, and by the way, it's also uncorrelated with the stock market. And that matters because, especially in a time like this, where the stock market fell 10% in 3 days, these guys are probably still doing very well. We don't have day-by-day plays for their hedge fund. They don't release it like that. They don't have to, right? But if you were to look at them, I bet you they probably even made money over the past 3 days because of their models. So 39% a year, right? If you don't have a background in finance, you might look at that and say, so what? That is a lot of money, a lot of money. And let me explain to you why. So the stock market works at 10% a year, approximately, right? It makes around 10% a year. So if you put $1,000 into the stock market at 10% a year, weighted 30 years, you'll end up with $17,449, right? It's pretty good. 17 times your money in 30 years. That's not bad, right? They can help you with your retirement. All right, take $1,000, scale it up to 100,000. You're making 1.7 million. That's pretty good, right? If you took that same $1,000, because of compound interest, and keep in mind, Albert Einstein said compound interest is the most powerful thing in the world. It's not 4 times. 39% is not 4 times more money. It is significantly more than 4 times because you're making 4 times more every single year, right? It's like that whole thing. If you fold a piece of paper 12 times, it'll stretch all the way to like the moon, right? It's like compounding has this incredible effect. So if you took that same $1,000 and you invest at 39%, right? 39% for 30 years, $1,000, you would not have 17,000. You'd have 19.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. $19.5 million. You're not going to have 4 times more money. You're going to have something like 1,000 times more money. Compound interest is incredible. So getting even just a slight edge, even just going from 10% to 15%, you're going to be way better off. You're going to have not 17,000, but like 100,000. And if you can get, and these guys are the best, right? Yes, Leo, no way. Yes, exactly. Do the math, right? If you put into your calculator, you actually go, times 1.39 times 1.39 times 1.39, or 1.39 to the power of 30. It's kind of how you do it. It's significantly more money because it's 4 times more money every single year, and it compounds, right? It's $1,000 and then 1,400, and then 40% of that is now more than $400, and it just keeps growing. It's like a snowball, right? Absolutely crazy. These guys are the best in the industry, so it's kind of hard to match them, right? 39% is incredible, but if you could even improve your returns from a 10% to a 15% or to a 20%, you're going to see in your retirement something like 10 times more money. Maybe not 1,000 times more money. That's crazy, right? But at least 10 times more money. You're going to retire instead of with $1 million, you're going to retire with 20 million. I think that's fantastic, right? So if you want to learn a little bit more about them, by the way, here's a really good book. I'm going to put this link inside the chat. Really interesting book about this guy that started this company called Jim Simmons. He's, again, started like in the 1970s, whatever. It's a really interesting story. Basically, they started off 1970s, 1980s. They try to figure out how to make computers work to trade stocks, which is quite a big lift at that point in time. What you guys have available to you is amazing. We have so much technology for you. It's way easier to do this than it was for them. But these guys, they figured out how to do it. At the beginning, they're doing okay. And then year 2, year 3, year 4, these guys just start making a ridiculous amount of money. They're making so much money that they're attracting a crazy amount of capital. These guys, by like year 10, are so rich that they're buying houses and forgetting about them. One guy, he bought a house in New Jersey somewhere, and he forgot that this house even existed. This giant mansion, like worth 20 million bucks, forgot about it. And the government goes to him like, you can't have a house there for some legal reasons, whatever. And he's like, what? I even have a house there? Like, I didn't even know about that, right? Definitely a very crazy story, very cool story to read about. If you're interested in this topic, if you want to learn more about algo trading, I think this is a great book to read, and some very interesting people involved in this, right? So I'm going to say, I'm going to read this chat here. So Jose asked, does algorithmic trading apply to foreign exchange and cryptos or only equities? We do everything, right? So if you want to trade Forex, you could do that. We have technology that allows you to do that. If you want to trade futures, you can do that. Want to trade options, you can do that. We have a whole class just on crypto trading, by the way. And we have a whole class just on options trading using algorithms. We have technology that can help you do that. So actually, if you take this class, we'll show you like one or two crypto trading algorithms, right? We'll show you a few other different types of assets that you can go into. If you're interested in crypto trading, we do have an entire class on that that you could take as well. So you can get really deep into it. And then the question is also, do we do sports betting too? We do not do sports betting. That is, it's funny how often people ask me this. Maybe we should get into it. Maybe we should build some technology around sports betting. I think that would actually be pretty cool. It's all the same sort of thing. It's at the end of the day, it's making bets, right? I would argue that your bets in the stock market are a lot better than bets in sports betting, just because you're more likely to make money. But then again, um, there are some people who have made a ridiculous amount of money in sports betting. I remember reading this article recently about a guy that, same thing, built an algorithm to do this stuff. He would literally place like 1 million bets a day, crazy, right? On horses. And he became a billionaire off this, right? He literally made $1 billion, one with 9 zeros behind it, over the 10 years that he is doing this stuff. So algorithms are really good for a lot of these types of things, sports betting, and a lot of other things too. And Emmanuel asks, arbitrage betting. Yeah, I mean, you could do arbitrage, absolutely. Citadel, for example, is a massive company. They make billions of dollars off of this stuff. And what they do is they do high frequency trading using like doing arbitrage type bets. So there's a lot of, and you wouldn't be able to do this as a human being. You just can't possibly be fast enough. So you can definitely do that kind of stuff. I'm actually working on an arbitrage bot right now with a group of people for crypto, that some of the returns are just insane. You look at some of these things, and I could show you this at some point if you guys are interested. But these guys are like investing $50 and getting $10,000 in returns, doing this type of arbitrage. It's kind of crazy. It's something that we're working on as a company as well, and I think it's going to be super, super interesting. Lots of money to be made in this, guys. Lots of money. Whether the market's going up, down, sideways, I don't care. We can make money no matter what. There's lots of ways to make money on the way down. There's lots of ways to make money sideways. Lots of ways to make money on volatility, on arbitrage. It really doesn't matter what the market's doing. There's lots of ways to make money doing this stuff. Cool. And that's so anyways, that's Renaissance, right? But they're not the only ones that make a ton of money doing this stuff, right? These guys are probably the most successful hedge fund ever in history, to be honest with you. Warren Buffett, eat your heart out. Warren Buffett does 20% a year. These guys doubled them. You just don't hear about them as much because they don't want you to know, right? They are a huge company, though. If you ever research them, they're a huge company, very secretive. But they're not the only ones. There's other companies. Two Sigma is another company like this. They employ a lot of software engineers. They're in New York. I actually met a couple of people from Two Sigma, very smart people, making very, very good money for their investors. Last time I checked, they managed $60 billion in assets. That's probably quite a bit more at this point. Citadel is another really good one. These guys have a ton of software engineers. They're actually getting into crypto now because they do a lot of high frequency trading, arbitrage, lots of money that they're making. Last time I checked, their hedge fund, this is by the way one of their businesses, was managing 32 billion in assets, but they also have other types of businesses that are making money in many other ways, mostly using software technology. Bridgewater is another really big company. I think this is the biggest hedge fund in the world, equity hedge fund, right? They manage $138 billion in assets last time I checked. Again, probably a lot more by now. Run by Ray Dalio. You might have heard of him. He released a couple books recently, made a big splash in a lot of news outlets. Very smart guy. They talk about back testing and all that kind of stuff. They're really big into using data to fuel their trading. And then another one, and you guys probably know some people that worked here, maybe not personally, but you definitely know someone that used to work here. Can anyone tell me, do you guys know who used to work at D.E. Shaw? You guys a second. It's a hedge fund that is focused on algorithmic trading, again, like these other guys. but they're super quant based. They have a lot of software engineers that work there. And let me know, do you know who used to work at this company? This it's a legend around this one. I'll give you guys a couple seconds. You can probably Google this anyways. Okay, so I'll let you know. Not a lot of people know this, but Jeff Bezos, before he started Amazon, used to work at D.E. Shaw. He got a job there, paid very well, very good money. You probably heard they used to work on Wall Street. This is the firm they used to work at. And it's a company that's focused on using algorithms to trade. They have a lot of data scientists that work there that go through lots and lots of data around the stuff. And he joined them, back in the 90s. They're doing very well, paying him a lot of money. But when he was there, it's what he learned, right? He learned about the amazing growth rate of the internet. He learned about how much money people are making in this space. And he decided, you know what? I don't want to work at a hedge fund. I want to start my own business in this space. He learned that from the data that he got from D.E. Shaw. He would have never known this unless he worked at D.E. Shaw. But basically said, I want to start my own business. Went off, started Amazon, and that's, kind of the rest is history. Became the richest man in the world until Elon Musk came around, right? But definitely when you're in this space, when you're working on hedge funds, when you're working with data for investing, you're in very good company. Lots of people are making a crazy amount of money in this space. You wouldn't be the first one. There's lots of people that have paved the path before you to make tons of cash using software in the finance world. Right. So that's a little bit about algorithmic trading. Now let's talk about our technology, like what we do. And I'm hoping this works because I've never tried to do something like this on Circle. This is a new technology that we're using to present. So I'm going to try to show you some demos. But here I'm going to show you a couple of bots that we will teach you how to build in our class. We actually have quite a bit more. At this point, this video is a little dated. I'm sorry, I have to update this. I haven't had time because we've been building lots of algorithms to actually try to help people in the class and try to actually build out our hedge fund. So we haven't been focused too much on this stuff. We've really been just trying to make as much money as we can and try to build as many algorithms as we can that really are profitable. But here's a demo from a few months back of some of our technology, watching some of our bots work and trade. I'm going to eventually update this. I'm going to put this on your YouTube, so make sure you check out our YouTube channel and subscribe there. We'll be putting up a lot of algorithms there. But here's a demo of a couple of our bots running, doing a few different types of things and making money. In some cases, pretty simple, some cases a little bit more complicated, but there's lots of ways to make money doing this kind of stuff. So let me play this video for you. And please let me know if you can hear the volume, because I have never tried doing this through Circle, which is this new platform that we're using to present things. So let me know if you can actually hear the volume, and let's take it away. So I'm going to push this and let's get started. Cool. Okay. So let's get into the demo. All right. So this is I'm going to show you a couple of different trading strategies that we show you, first of all, in the courses, and that you can employ yourself. It's pretty easy for you to get these up and running. I've had people that have never coded a day in their lives and have these strategies running within just a few weeks. Even if you don't know how to code, don't feel like you have to shy away from this, whatever. I'm going to be showing you a bunch of code here, but really it's not that difficult to learn. We've been able to teach a lot of people that have never coded before in their lives, right? Okay, so here, let's show you a demo of some of our different trading strategies. Yeah. So there's a couple I want to show you today. We have some new ones, like I was saying. Okay. So I want to show you, first of all, our fast trading strategy, just because a lot of people, whenever they think algo trading, they want to be able to trade really quickly, get in and out of things very fast, and analyze a lot of things. So what I'm doing here is I'm running this fast trading strategy. You see here, we go into our broker. It was nothing, and now it bought a whole bunch of stuff automatically by itself. Okay. And let me describe to you essentially what this strategy is doing. Okay. Here is the code. The code is fairly straightforward. It's not that long, right? So it looks like 160 lines of code, but
A lot of it is boilerplate stuff, and a lot of it is like, kind of just tracking things and whatnot. It's very easy for you guys to get something like this up and running. Essentially what it does is it looks at these symbols here, right? SPY, gold, TLT, Microsoft, Tesla, etc. Right? We're looking at all those symbols and basically saying which one has done the best over the past 1 minute, right? And whichever one did the best, has had a momentum, the best momentum, it keeps the top 4, okay? And it'll keep swapping them out. So if we watch this here, we see the top 4 we have right now is TLT, XPXS, XPXL, and MCHI. Those are best over 1 minute. You see that just swapped. We just bought some gold. So it sold TLT and bought gold. Okay? And if we leave this running, you'll see basically you'll do this all day long, right? You don't have to be in front of your computer. You could have this thing running in the cloud. You could have this thing running off your computer. And it will just keep trading for you all day long, right? Now, this is a strategy that, follows momentum, but you could just as easily do a lot of other things with this, right? You could use technical analysis for this, right? I know a lot of people like looking at charts and support resistance, that sort of thing. You could use that, right? You could use things like RSI or pivot points or VWAP, right? You could use all those types of things to influence which stocks you want to own and have like we have our top 10 stocks, and based on our criteria, we keep the top 4, and you can trade throughout the day doing that sort of thing. So this is very flexible. There's a lot of different things that you can do with this. And this is just a demo to kind of show you, this fast trading, how it moves in and out. If we give it another minute, it should actually flip things around. We'll give it, so it executes once every minute. If we give it a little bit more time, it'll swap things out. Oh, there you go. Okay, it just did that. So it sold the gold. Remember, you guys saw the gold. It sold that, and it sold our MCHI. So we sold 2 of those things, and it bought SPY and it bought Microsoft, right? And that's because those have been the ones that are doing the best over the past minute, and just kind of hold on to them, right? It's just a simple momentum strategy. But like I said, there's a lot of other things that you could convert this into. Use any kind of technical analysis you want or any kind of criteria that you want to do this sort of trading, right? This is something that'll be like throughout the day, intraday, quickly getting in and out of things, right? All right, okay, so that's our fast trading strategy. Let's show you our technical analysis strategy, right? Because this one is, we could basically take what we did in the last one, okay? And we can do the same thing, or we could use essentially, what we did in the last one. We could apply this sort of stuff for technical analysis type of stuff, right? So what this one does is it's there's a question here on chat. I want to do trading. Day trading will help me with that. Yes, absolutely, will help you with day trading. Yeah. So last strategy that I just showed you, the fast trading, is very well suited for day trading, right? So what you would do is you would take something like that and combine it with maybe a technical. It depends on how you trade, right? If you trade, support resistance, if you trade using VWAP, if you trade using some sort of technical analysis, RSIs or Bollinger Bands or whatever, we could implement all that kind of stuff, right? So here is a technical analysis strategy. This one trades a little slower, but you can mix the 2 together, right? You can make it so that the last one that we had takes the top 4 stocks, right? This one, what it does is it trades based off of RSI, right? So it looks at the RSI of SPY, right? And if RSI falls below 33, okay, so it's looking at the RSI for SPY, and it has 2 stocks that it trades, okay? It has SPY and TLT, okay? It has the 2 of them, okay? And they're normally 60-40, which is kind of like what investment advisors recommend, 60% stocks, 40% bonds, right? But when the RSI gets too high on SPY, which means kind of like it's overbought, right, is what we call it with RSI terms. When it's overbought, then we say, okay, let's get out of SPY and only buy TLT. So we sell our SPY, go 100% to TLT. And then the opposite situation, when SPY falls too much and the RSI is low, then we will sell all of our TLT and only buy SPY, right? So it's changing weightings in our stocks based off of this criteria of a technical analysis, right? Technical indicator, okay? So if we see it trading right now, you'll see it bought 60-40 SPY, so 60% of money of 50,000 is put into SPY automatically, right? And TLT, the other 20,000, right? The other 40%. Okay? If this is a time when SPY was too high, it would automatically sell SPY and get into TLT. Or if the opposite happened, if SPY fell a lot, it will do the flip as well. You could do this much faster. You could do this with many stocks throughout the day. And you can use a lot of other types of technical analysis as well. So we use this library, right? You could use Bollinger Bands, right? You could use, you know, some of these things I don't even know what they are. Average true range, you could use that. Bollinger Bands, you could use moving averages, crossing, use MACD, all sorts of different things that you could use to trade with. RSI, stochastic RSI, right? Lots and lots of different things you could use to trade. And you can trade throughout the day, buying and selling things automatically based on your criteria, right? You don't have to be at your computer. You don't have to be paying attention to it. You can set up stop losses automatically, all that kind of stuff you can get through the bot, right? Okay, so that's our technical analysis strategy, right? Okay, I'm going to show you some cool new ones that we just made, right? So this is one that I think will probably resonate with a lot of you guys. This is a really fun one that we actually just created, and I'm actually in the process of testing exactly how well it does, but it is definitely a very interesting strategy. This is not the right, okay, we're going to get out of this. So this is a strategy that we call Reddit sentiment. You get access to this strategy. If you join our classes, you get access to this strategy within our classes, right? We'll give this to you. You can use this, you can modify this. It's part of our library of different algorithms, right? Okay, so let me run this one here, okay? And let me explain to you kind of what it's doing, all right? So this strategy, what it does is it goes to, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Wall Street Bets. I feel like this has blown up in popularity recently. And of course, you guys, if you guys follow this sort of thing or know about this sort of thing, it's been influencing a lot of stocks lately, right? The increases in GameStop was because of this channel on Reddit. Basically, I think it's now, when I last checked, there's 1 million, but someone told me there's 4 million people on here. Everyone's discussing stocks, talking about, you know, what to buy, what to sell, that sort of thing. And it actually has quite a bit of predictive power where, you know, GameStop shot up a lot because of what happened on Wall Street Bets. There's some people that got going and basically went through the roof, right? GameStop, AMC was another one that's like a big, we call it meme stock or Wall Street Bet stock. And there's a few other ones that are happening more recently, like Wish, and a few other ones that maybe you guys have missed out on. But if you had this bot that we've built out here, you won't have to, right? So what it does is it automatically downloads the hot topics within Wall Street Bets, right? Downloads, you could specify exactly how much you want to download, right? And then it looks over all of those topics, reads all the comments, and uses some artificial intelligence, uses a bit of machine learning type stuff to figure out which stocks have the best sentiment, okay? And sentiment being whether people are saying they like them or not, right? I hate Wish, or I love Wish, or I think Wish is going to the moon, right? It's going to read all those comments and tell you which stocks are, first of all, talked about the most and which ones have the best sentiment. So we see here, Apple, for example, does not have a very good sentiment. It's widely talked about. People don't seem to like it on Wall Street Bets right now. Ones that they do like is this one here, 0.43 Wish. This one's been a hot topic for a while. If you look at the stock charts, by the way, it's gone up a lot. It's doubled over the past week or two, right? So that sentiment is high up there. We have GOEV. I don't even know what that is. This is talking about, people are talking about this on Wall Street Bets. But in either case, what it did is automatically read all that kind of stuff and then bought the top ones for you, right? So let's take a look here. Boom. These are all the top stocks on Wall Street Bets, right? It will automatically hold on to these and read actually these comments throughout the day and throughout the weeks. You could have this running in a server, running on your computer. It will automatically buy, in this case, the top 4 stocks that are talked about on Wall Street Bets. Not only the ones that are the most popular, but also the ones that people have the best sentiment for, that people say they really like. Look at that. We just bought them and all of a sudden our money's already starting to go up. It's kind of fun to watch. Yeah, so this is a very interesting strategy. We're going to be actually testing this over the next little bit, and I'm thinking about putting some of our own funds money into this as well. All right, so look at that. We literally just bought it, and look at what happened to our stock price. Like it's literally within a minute, it's shooting up like crazy, right? And what this strategy will do is it will just keep reading this all day long, right? And see, has it changed, right? If sentiments have changed, it will get rid of it, right? Or if sentiments have gone up for one, it will buy it, right? So automatically be doing this stuff all day long, right? Definitely really cool. It's amazing how fast it's going up. So we have a question here. I have no coding experience. Will this program sync into my trading platform and auto execute the trades? It depends what trading platform you use, right? So if you have no coding experience, I wouldn't be too worried about it. We have a lot of people in our classes with no coding experience, and they've all been able to get bots up and running. So I wouldn't be too surprised about that. I wouldn't be too worried about that, right? Whether it links to your trading platform, it depends on what trading platform you're using, right? We have 2 brokers that we work with right off the bat. So we use Alpaca, we use Interactive Brokers, and we're going to be adding in TradeStation soon. That's the next one that we're adding in. So if you use TradeStation, we'll probably have this built in within the next 2 months, right? So we are definitely going to be adding that in soon, right? For Thinkorswim, they don't have API access. They have API access to something called TD Ameritrade. They don't give you access to the Thinkorswim platform. It's kind of a little weird there. So we recommend, actually, if you want to do algo trading, TD Ameritrade is really not the best, right? They don't allow you to do paper trading, that sort of thing. And to be honest with you, it's really easy to switch brokers, right? To open up an account with Alpaca, honestly, I think you can do this within 5 minutes, right? It's really easy to do that. So we work with them. We work with Interactive Brokers. We're going to be adding in TradeStation very soon, and then we're going to keep adding in more and more as we go. So you definitely have a lot of options there. This is amazing. Look at this. We literally just bought this, and we're already making a bunch of money. The stock chart just shooting straight up. Changing brokers. Yeah, I agree with you, right? Changing brokers is not very difficult. It's really easy to do that. I really like TradeStation. They have great APIs, so we're going to be working with them soon. They also have crypto. They have futures. They have a lot of other stuff. So TradeStation's a really good one that we're going to be adding in. It's amazing, guys. I got to start running my own money in this strategy. We literally just built this 2 days ago, so we're still testing it out. But it's amazing. Look at this. Literally, in the course of this conversation, we've already made $300 or something like that. It's just in the course of our talking right now. Cool strategy, right? So that's our Reddit trading strategy. If you have no coding experience, really not that hard for you guys to get this up and running. It's part of our code library, so you can actually start off with this. You can modify it however you want. You don't have to be an expert programmer to do this stuff, guys. You don't have to be some whiz kid, because we give you a lot of these templates they can start off with. All right. Okay, cool. So that's a Reddit sentiment. I'm going to show you one more. That one actually is really cool. I gotta run that one. I'm going to do that after this. I'm going to run in the cloud and have it go for a few days, test it out for a couple of days, because that's pretty impressive how well it did that quickly. Like I said, we just built this one 2 days ago. Another one I want to show you guys, and this is one that we actually just put a bunch of our money into. I really like this strategy, and I'll tell you why, right? I'll tell you why through a back test, okay? So we teach you not only how to build the bots, but we also teach you how to do the research behind it, as to, how are you going to be picking a strategy? Is this a good strategy for you to do or not, right? How do you find these strategies? And this is one way they can figure out whether a strategy is good for you or not, okay? What I'm doing right now is I'm running a back test, okay? So it's a back test for a strategy that we call diversified leverage, okay? And basically what we're doing is we're going from 2012, right? We're doing this because some of these ticker symbols didn't exist until 2012. From 2012 until 2021, so 9 years, okay? And we're seeing how would our strategy have done over the past 9 years? What kind of results would we have gotten, all right? So the strategy in particular, the one that we're doing, is called this diversified leverage strategy, okay? And basically what it is this is modern portfolio theory, right? If you talk to someone like a Ray Dalio, or you talk to some of the most prominent investors in the world, they all tell you diversify well. And the reason why you diversify well is because you want to make sure that you reduce your risk. If you reduce your risk, you can take on more, you can actually take on more risk and make more money, right? Essentially. So what this is we have a bunch of different ticker symbols we're in here. We're in the leveraged NASDAQ, so TQQQ, right? So it's the triple NASDAQ, right? So 3x the returns of the NASDAQ. If you look at the stock chart on this thing, it's wild. It's up 1,600% in 2 years or something like that. It's crazy, right? But of course, also has its risks. There's a downside as well, right? So we want to protect against that. So we have 20% of our money into that. 10% of our money into UPRO, which is the leveraged S&P 500, 3x leveraged. Then we have 10% of our money into UDOW, which is a leveraged Dow Jones. Then we have 10% of our money in emerging markets, right? Leveraged emerging markets, right? 35% of our money in leveraged treasury bonds. So now we diversify, right? So we have in total 50% of our money in stocks, right? In leveraged stocks, right? And diversified around the world a little bit, right? And then we have the rest of our money in something to counterbalance that, right? To reduce our risks, to give us some good hedging and to improve our returns without taking on too much risk, right? So we do that by having leveraged treasury bonds. So usually when stocks fall, treasuries go up and vice versa. So they're a really good hedge to have in a portfolio. We also have Barclays VIX, right? This is an interesting one. Basically, you lose money regularly, but when things fall apart, if like the stock market crashes, it'll go like up 5x. You'll make 500% of your money in like a day, right? And that's a really good hedge because if things fall, you want to be able to protect yourself, right? And we also have 5% of our money in gold. So this is one that actually I've put some of our money into, right? Not all, like some good chunk of our money into the strategy. And I'll tell you why, right? When we look at the back test, what we can see here is, look at this. So this strategy, okay, over that same time period, right? Over this 2012 to 2021, that 9 years there. So January 1st, 2012 to January 1st, 2021, right? So 9 years, yeah. Over that time period, the S&P 500 was up 17.5%, which is nice, great. If you're in this strategy, you would have made 28.9%. You would have almost doubled the stock market's returns, okay? Which is amazing, right? Like obviously that's, if you guys do the math behind this, this is the difference between when you retire, you could retire with $1 million versus 10 million, right? That's like the difference, right? Like it's a very, very large difference when you have double the stock market's returns. Huge, huge payouts. This could be worth $9 million to you in the future. You know what I mean, this kind of differential, right? But okay, so it's great to have a higher returns. That's awesome, right? But we're not just talking about higher returns here. We're talking about higher returns while taking on the same amount or less risk. Okay, so over that same time period, so we doubled the stock market's returns, but we also had only a little bit of increase in our volatility. It's not too much more volatile, meaning this up and down thing. And our max drawdown is almost exactly the same, right? So meaning from the peak to the bottom, right? This is in last year, right? March, 2020, stock market fell 30%. From the very top to the very bottom, it fell 33%, okay? If you were invested in this strategy, you would have also only lost about 33% at the same time period. So we have the same risk as the stock market, but we're making double the returns. That to me sounds incredibly impressive, right? Which is why we're putting some of our money into this, right? We diversify among different strategies. We don't put everything into one, but this was one when we're looking at 30% a year returns, sounds very appealing to me, right? So this one went ahead. When we go in here, you could see it automatically bought all these things for us, right? All the different ones. This would be a pain, by the way, to do on your own. And the key is that it doesn't just buy these, it rebalances. And that's the key here, right? Because you'll have days like, for example, TQQQ will shoot up, in a week's time, will shoot up 100% or something like that. When it shoots up 100%, you want to rebalance your portfolio and put money somewhere else. And that's how you actually get the safety along with the very good gains, right? It's intelligent portfolio construction, and that's how you end up making all the money. That's why having like a robot, they'll automatically look at this stuff and rebalance for you is really important, because that's how you're actually going to end up with these returns. You can't just go and buy them and that's it, right? You actually have to be rebalancing and trading them on a regular basis, right? So I very much like this strategy as well. We have our own money, like I said, in this as well, and so far been doing, we've been making good money. So I'm happy with it so far. All right, cool. All right, so that's a couple of our strategies. We've showed you everything from our day trading, to trading off of Reddit, to building intelligent portfolios. I have a few more that I can show you guys. We have a whole library, like I said. There's tons of different things. We have things where we trade off of like macroeconomic things where we use like the debt, where the Fed Reserve, that they take on debt. We trade off of that. We're building out a bunch of options trading strategies as well, which we're going to have a separate webinar to kind of explain a bunch of that stuff where, you can trade volatility and all that sort of thing. We have lots and lots of different strategies, and we just keep growing more and more of them. So if you guys join our courses, Not only are we going to teach you how to do this stuff, we're going to give you access to that big library, so you'll be able to either use it right out of the box, or modify it to do whatever you want it to do. You'll have access to that sort of stuff. All right. Cool. So that's the demo.
All right, guys. So I hope you liked that video. I see a comment here, awesome, from Manuel. Absolutely, very cool. By the way, keep in mind that this video was shot a couple months ago. Our technology has gotten a lot better since then. We've added the ability to trade crypto. That whole thing that you saw around Reddit, we have way better technology around that now. I built out some really cool new stuff. I could present to you if you want in crypto, because the markets are actually open. We could do that sort of thing. But there's a lot of really cool stuff. Let me see if I can. Here's for example our Reddit bot. Right. If I were to run this bot, it would actually go off and connect to Reddit. Here's one really interesting one. Here's one running off Discord that's doing the same thing. You can connect this to Discord. You can connect this to Reddit. You can connect this to Twitter, to Telegram, to you name it, your social platform, and it will constantly be monitoring and trading for you. So something like this, where I have a bot that trades off of a Discord channel. So if I'm inside of a Discord channel and I go, I love Bitcoin, right? And if I open up my Alpaca accounts here, we have so many accounts. I feel like I have like 20 different trading accounts, but here's one of them, right? And I'm going to do this for our paper trading, because this is, there you go. Okay, so a paper trading account, for example, this is fake money, right? So none of this is real stuff. I don't even know why this is up and down, to be honest with you. So we're trading. We made money today. Cool, awesome. We made 6.5%. I don't know how, but we made that money somehow with one of our bots trading it. This down thing here, this is a bug on their platform. This is not real. We actually have a lot more money than this in here. We made 7% or 6.5%. I don't even know how. Great. We have good algorithms. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of sentiment analysis, Leo. I think sentiment analysis is quite profitable, right? So we have quite a few bots around that. We have bots around technical analysis. We have bots around rebalancing things. We have bots around using macroeconomic indicators. I want to build some bots around reading financial statements. There's a lot of really cool stuff that we could do there. Reading a financial statement and trying to figure out, like, are they BSing or not? There's really cool things that you build there. There's a lot of different kind of bots they can make. I think when people first start with algo trading, they think it's just hocus pocus, technical analysis. But there's actually a lot of whatever an investment person can do, we can probably do better in the long run using algorithms. So here, if I'm trading this, for example, here's one example of a bot. It's for crypto. I'll type in "I love Bitcoin" into this channel. It'll read it. It will say, okay, the score for Bitcoin is 63%, right? In terms of positivity. So basically, it just buys Bitcoin for me, right? $40,000 worth of Bitcoin. It only buys half my portfolio. If I type in here and I say I love ETH, right? It will say, okay, well now you like ETH too. So now it's going to split it, that 40K between ETH and Bitcoin. We'll see that happen in a second. There you go. So in 2020, right? If I say I kinda like Litecoin, right? You notice I'm either typing LTC or Litecoin. I understand it's both. Now put a little bit of money into Litecoin, right? 7K into Litecoin because I said I kind of like it, right? So you could be reading social channels like this. This is only 3 messages, but imagine reading 3 million messages like this, and you kind of get a pulse for the market and seeing how people are thinking about this type of stuff. Imagine reading influencers like Elon Musk when he tweets about Dogecoin or something like that. You could be the first one to jump in and make a lot of money off that stuff. When he tweet about Dogecoin, it shot up like a couple 100%. Imagine being the first one into that, right? You don't have to hold it for that long. You hold it for a couple hours, you make your money and you're out, right? Or when Donald Trump would tweet about stuff, there's lots and lots of ways to make money in that sort of stuff. And the sentiment, wild, crazy market, lots of really good money to make there. So We have lots of different kinds of bots. It kind of depends on what you're interested in and what your risk profile is. Are you willing to take a risk and make a ton of money? Do you want to make 300% in a year, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out? Or do you want more stable returns? We have bots for kind of the whole spectrum of things, right? So I hope you like that conversation. I hope you like that whole thing there, right? And let me get back to some of these. Some questions are here. So Jose asked, do we do Fibonacci? Any technical analysis, name a technical analysis thing, we can do it. It's really not that hard. Technical analysis is probably the easiest thing to do with algorithmic trading. So Fibonacci is one of those. It's very easy for us to do that. If you want us to build that for you, we can build it for you. If you want to learn how to build it, it's really quite simple. We have several different bots that trade technical analysis. You take any one of them, modify it. It's very simple. Question also is around, is Alpaca brokerage? And we had a few conversations around brokerages. We work with Alpaca, we work with interactive brokers, we work with a lot of crypto brokers. We work with KuCoin and Binance and Coinbase Pro, and it's actually gotten quite easy for us to add in brokerages. So if you guys are interested in a specific brokerage, we could actually add that in pretty easily. So we have a lot of really cool capabilities. We've been doing this stuff for a very long time. So if you're interested in algorithmic trading, we are definitely your people. I can tell you, I've been doing this for a long time now. And we not only do we have the chops for it from a personal standpoint, but we also have a lot of technology and a lot of code to give to you that you can use right out of the box. All right, so again, I hope you like that demo. We're going to update that soon as well because we have way cooler stuff these days. That demo was maybe 6 months ago now, but which is still cool. 6 months ago, we still had some cool technology, but wow, we have come a long way in 6 months. So if you're interested, I can show you some even cooler stuff. But yeah, so let's talk about the course. So we talked about algo trading today. I hope you learned some good stuff. If you want to continue your learning, if you want to get really good at this stuff and build your own algorithms and be like some of our students, we've had students that have made a lot of money. I know a couple of people, Sintayan the other day was telling me this guy made 400% in the past year trading basically what I was showing you, the sentiment stuff, trading from influencers. He's making quite a bit of money doing that stuff. We've had some very successful students. One of our students trading crypto, I think he made like 1,000% last year. Some really good returns. So you join our community, get to know these people and all that sort of thing, or you can continue your learning and basically figure out how to do this stuff on your own. If you want to do that, then we have a full out class on this called Algorithmic Trading. We also have other classes around this. So if you want to learn machine learning on this, or if you want to learn options trading, we'll teach you that. If you want to learn crypto trading, we'll teach you that. We have quite a few different courses, but this one is specific to algorithmic trading. It's the first class we've ever made, actually. So it's gotten quite good over time. If you, even if you don't know how to code, we'll teach you how to build algorithms. Believe me, I've taught people that barely know how to use a computer. Seriously, these guys are like, what is my file system and how do I move a file and copy and paste things? They don't know how to copy and paste, but yet they were able to build an algorithm. We've gotten quite good and quite refined at these courses. So here's our course, Algorithmic Trading, our first course that we ever made that's gotten quite good. That is going to teach you how to build these algorithms. We teach you how to build algorithms mostly for stocks, but if you want to do it for options or futures or Forex or crypto, we kind of show you the basics of that. And then we have courses specifically on each one of those too, if you want. We have three plans in this course. We have a self-directed plan, which basically is you get videos, you watch the videos, right? You can watch them at your own pace. That's why it's called self-directed. You get access to all of our code. You just honestly, you don't even have to attend any of our lectures. You just take our code and use it, right? The code library itself, I think, is worth a lot of money. You get access to all the videos. You get access to all the code. You also get access to our community, which is great. You can join our Discord channel for free, but there's a lot of private channels as well. There's private channels for each one of our courses here, right? There's a lot of activity going on in there. We also have a voice channel. We have a Discord that happens our voice channel that happens, discussion hour that happens every week. It just finished up actually today. All right, so very active community. You get access to all of that in a self-directed plan, right? The step up from there, right, is the live classes plan. And this is probably our most popular plan, although I got to admit that our biggest plan is actually becoming really, really popular with a lot of people. We've ramped this up and made it even better. But our most popular plan still is our live classes, which gives you access to all the stuff from self-directed, all our pre-recorded videos of all of our past classes, all of our code, access to our community, help if you need it. If you need help building some algorithms, we can get on a call, write code for you, and do that sort of thing, or help you out when you're stuck, right? A lot of stuff is with the live class plan. But then also it's live, right? And that's the beautiful thing about this, right? Is that you join a class and you're learning how to do something. And first of all, it's way more captivating because it's live, right? I don't know about you guys, but watching a baseball game after it's been recorded, or basketball game, my favorite sport's basketball. I love basketball. NBA is my jam. Watching an NBA game after the fact is not as exciting, right? Live just makes it so much more interesting. You want to join, you want to interact, right? So it keeps you engaged. We pace you, so you actually do this stuff every week, right? There's assignments and things like that, so it kind of gets you motivated and moving. But then also, if you're stuck somewhere, you follow along in the class, right? So we're doing things, you're following along. If you get stuck and you're like, oh, my computer's not working, or this isn't happening, or whatever, I don't know if you guys have tried to learn coding from recorded videos. People get stuck all the time. It's like you bang your head against the wall and you're like, why is this stupid thing not working? Well, when you're in a live class, instead of spending 2 hours trying to figure it out, you could have 2 minutes, ask the question, we'll fix it for you, right? That's the beauty of the live classes. While we're going through this, you get to answer, you get those questions answered. We can share screens, we can do all that kind of stuff, right? So it's live classes on top of everything that you get from self-directed, right? Then our most premium type of course that we have is our project help and tutoring plan, which includes everything from self-directed. You get the videos, you get the access to all the code, super valuable code library. It's amazing. It's grown quite a bit. You get access to our community. You get to be part of the live videos. By the way, if you're live course plan, you can retake this as many times as you want. Unlimited amount of times you can retake it. So let's say if something comes up, life happens, you can retake the class as many times as you want. But then also the project help and tutoring plan, you get lots and lots of time with the instructor. In this case, it's going to be me. So if you have any questions or anything, I will spend, we say 10 hours, but I'll probably spend a lot more time with you if needed, answering any questions and helping out with whatever you want to build. I love this stuff. I'm more than happy to get on calls with you. And then you also get access to our development team. We have a team of software engineers that if you want to build out a specific type of algorithm, we can do that for you, right? So when you get this project help and tutoring plan, you get access to 10 hours of our development team's time to build whatever it is that you're looking to build, whether that is a bot that trades options, which we've done quite a bit of lately, whether it's a crypto trading bot, whether that's a bot that trades financial statements, whatever it is, we can build that stuff for you. We have a team of very qualified software engineers, people that literally do this, and that's it, right? This is their job, period, end of story. They're very good at building this sort of thing. So you get access to live classes, and on top of that, you get all this extra help. This is the pricing for each one of these classes. So if you want to just do a self-directed, just get access to the videos, get access to the code, do it at your own pace. That's a self-directed plan. It's $1,598. That could be split up into 3 or 5 month payments if you'd like that. You can pay it all up front if you want, or you can pay it over 3 months, or you can pay it over 5 months, right? Our live classes, which has all that stuff, our video library, our code, our community, plus it's live classes. You can share your screen during a live class. It's way more interactive. It's like watching live sports. It's like watching the NBA live, right? It's amazing. People love this class. We get lots of really good feedback on this. I saw reviews recently. I think it was on Google or something. We got 5 out of 5 stars, which is amazing. I should share that. I should put that somewhere in our advertising. But people love our courses. They love what we do. And this is our flagship class. This is the thing that started everything. It's $3,695. that again could be split into 3 or 5 month payments if that makes it easier for you. And then our premium, and this has been selling actually a lot lately. For some reason, we just happen to get a lot of people into this lately. Probably because we kind of modified it a bit. We made this plan better. But basically, you get everything from self-directed, you get everything from live classes. And on top of that, you have a team of software engineers to help you out. So if you want to have something built for you, we will sit down and write code for you. We will build this thing for you if we need to, right? We will spend a lot of time with you on the phone if you need, pretty much unlimited amount of time that you need. And then if you need a team of software engineers, we will actually build these things for you. So 5,283, you get a team of very highly qualified software engineers to back you up on top of everything else that you get here. Really, really good value. Right. And again, 3 and 5 month payment plans available for all of them. Right. Here's, if you want to read a little bit more about the course, you can read about it here. Let me tell you a little bit about the course curriculum. This course is 12 weeks long, right? It's divided up into 3 parts, 4 classes each. So 12 weeks, 1 class per week for 12 weeks long. Part 1 is really about getting your fundamentals down. The first week is the course introduction, so you get to know other people in your class. A lot of people end up building things together, right? So it's like, it's not just you're in this class by yourself. You get to meet other people that you're working with. A lot of people build projects together. Some of our students have built some really cool things. So you get those introductions. We set up your system, all that kind of thing. Week 2, we go over a refresher for Python. If you've never coded Python, we'll go through it pretty quickly. So you'll learn the most important parts for algorithmic trading. We're gonna go right to the point. You don't need to learn everything about Python. You just need to learn about the stuff that's going to make you money and the things that are going to help you with building an algorithm. We're going to go straight to the point and do that here. Teach you how to do that. Right. Week 3 is going to be an introduction to pandas, which is data science. So we're going to teach you data science in week 3. That's why this course is also very good if you need a job in this space. We teach you really good fundamentals here. And then week 4, we teach you how to apply all the data science to finance, right? How do you download financial data? How do you analyze financial data? Figure out what is going on in this market and how can you figure out ways to make money, really. You know? So that's week 4. And then part 2 is really focused on data science. This is when we like deep dive into this data science and also back testing. So week 1 of part 2 is going to be getting stock and economic data. We're going to download data from the Federal Reserve. We're going to get Yahoo Finance data. We're going to be analyzing all these different things and understanding how we work with financial data and where to get it and how to interpret it. Week 2 is going to be all about financial performance metrics. And by the way, we've revamped the course actually since here. We actually do a lot more now. You get a lot more out of it. But financial performance metrics, we talk about how to analyze if you're doing well and how is your strategy doing, that sort of thing. We teach you how to back test your strategy. So if you have a strategy, I think I should buy when the Fibonacci reaches so-and-so, right? And I want to do this and that. We say, okay, well, that's the strategy and it seems like a good idea, but let's test it. What if you did this for 20 years, right? What if you did this over the past 20 years? How would you have done, right? Sometimes it's a bad idea and it will save you a lot of money, a lot of heartache. Some people think, oh, this is the greatest idea ever. I read it in an article. It was brilliant, right? But then when you back test it and you see if you invested like this from 2010 to 2020, you would have lost a lot of money. Don't do that, right? We'll teach you how to make those types of analyses. And also conversely, you'll find some really good things that maybe you didn't think were going to make so much money, but they really can. We'll teach you how to do that and how to analyze that over a long period of time. So really part 2 is a lot about back testing and figuring out using real data, real past trades, analyzing all this stuff and figuring out, is this going to make me money going forward, right? We could test it in the past. And if it worked well in the past, there's a good chance it'll work in the future as well, right? So we teach you how to do all that sort of stuff. Part 3 really used to be about like actually building a real trading bot. We've revamped the course so that in part 2, week 1, part 2, you're going to have a working trading bot. So 4 weeks into the course, you're going to have a trading bot that's placing trades for you. You're already going to have that here. Part 3 used to be doing that, but now part 3 we've really revamped and made so we give you lots of examples, right? We're going to give you an example of a momentum trading bot, of a rebalancing bot, of a bot that trades off Twitter, a bot that trades off Reddit. We're going to give you examples of all sorts of different bots, machine learning. We're going to show you machine learning as well, how to use artificial intelligence to trade. We're going to give you lots of examples, which A is going to teach you how to build this stuff, but B is just going to give you code that you can reuse to trade however you want. It's very easy to modify these things. We'll show you exactly how they work and how to modify them to make you the most amount of money with your specific risk profile and what you think is going to happen in the future. There's a lot of ways they do that sort of thing. So part 3 really is a lot of examples. You're going to see bot after bot after bot after bot. You're going to see lots of different examples of this and code that you can use to do your own thing, right? So by week 4, 5, by week 5, you are going to have your own bot running, placing trades. I guarantee you by week 7, or not even, week 6, I guarantee you, as long as you show up to class and actually do the work, which is not that hard, by the way, because you can do most of the work during the class, by week 6, you are going to have a working bot that's trading for you, and it's really, really damn cool when you actually see those trades being placed. It's even cooler when you see the bot making you money. But by week 6, you will definitely have that going for you, right? And then showing lots of examples, right? Okay, we have an upcoming live class. It's starting very soon. Our registration for this class, if you want to join us live, this is definitely the best way to learn this stuff. If you want to learn live, if you want to really get good at algorithmic trading, I highly recommend you join our live classes. The registration closes in 2 days, so apply before Thursday because we're going to shut this off. Actually, you're not going to be allowed to register for this anymore. We don't like having big classes. We want small classes so we can spend lots of time per student, right? We are very focused, and you know the reason why we're a premium product is because you get all that time and energy devoted to you, right? You know, you can find other classes on the internet, I'm sure, for $5 or something, but you're not going to get that time and dedication. You're not going to get our technology. You're not going to get our community. You're not going to get our code, right? So anyway, so we close this off this June 16th. We don't want a big class. I like having classes of 5 to 10 people. That's it. So I could spend a lot of time making sure that you guys get what you need out of it. And so that, you know, I get to learn from you guys too. All the cool stuff that you want to build. I love that kind of stuff as well. So registration closes on June 16th. The course itself starts on June 23rd. So in about 2 weeks from now. We don't have the next session up here. We should get our next session up. We'll probably have another one that starts in September if that timing works better for you. It's a 12-week long course, excluding holiday breaks. So July 4th we might take that time off, but 12 weeks other than that. We recommend 8 to 12 hours a week of self-paced learning, although you don't have to do that. There's some people put in a lot more time, some people put in a lot less. You can kind of learn at your own pace. And we'll be meeting every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific. So it's Thursday night class that we'll be doing for this stuff. It's usually about 2 hours every week, sometimes a little shorter, sometimes a little longer, kind of depending on the material that we cover. All right. You can learn about our course projects here. We have 2 projects they do within the course. The first one is analyzing your strategies, making sure that you're investing the right way. Even if you don't use any bots at all, this is going to be very valuable to you to figure out what is a good investment strategy and using data to confirm that. And then project 2 is actually building a trading bot that's going to work live, backtest it, trade it, and something that hopefully makes you a lot of money. Our bots have been doing quite well. We've been making some good money off our bots. And, I hope we can build some stuff for you to make you a ton of money as well. You can read a little bit about myself here. This is really not the full write-up. This doesn't talk about my time at Voyager and all that. But there's a little bit about me here. And then you could also, don't take my word for it. Listen to some of our past students. Here's a lot of videos recorded with them. Here's a game, someone who came to us without any coding experience. Renee, who knew how to code and really took things to the next level. Suntayan, this is the guy that's telling you about. This guy's making a ton of money right now. This guy, last time I heard, was making 400% or 500% a year doing a lot of this stuff. So you can watch any of these videos, learn about them. You could also go into more and testimonials, and we have even more in there if you'd like to learn more. We've had quite a few people taking our course. We need to record more videos, to be quite honest with you. We've been so focused on building bots. I've been so focused on building bots and actually building technology that we don't record that many videos. But you can watch a lot of videos here from our past students. Scott asks, integrate it into any futures platforms. Yes, absolutely. Interactive Brokers trades futures. I think they're a great platform to use for futures. They are one of the best brokers in the world. They will, they'll give you really good commissions. They'll give you really good margin rates. Interactive Brokers is fantastic. It's what all the big hedge funds use. And with them, you can trade futures. You can trade Forex. You can trade crypto. You can trade stocks. You can trade options. I believe they also have like CFDs and weird things like that. They're international. You can trade all around the world. So absolutely, if you want to trade futures, we definitely have platforms that we work with that you can use that. So thank you, Scott. Thank you for that question. We can definitely do that. All right. So let me put this link in here. I'm going to put this link into the chat in case you want to check out the class. If you want to register for a class, let's say you want to sign up for live classes, click on the select options here, right? Select the course. That's going to add it to your cart, right? And then basically you're going to check out. You can use our you can pay with Google Pay, which I think works. You can pay with PayPal. You can pay with Stripe. We're also working on integrating some of these buy now, pay later platforms like Apple's or all these other people that are doing this. So you have lots of options to pay all this stuff. You can pay over a 5-month period, over a 3-month period. All that stuff is available here. Right. Okay, cool. So that's our course, and that's pretty much our presentation for today. Do you guys have any questions for me that you haven't asked during the class? I'll give you guys some time for this. Thank you very much for being here, by the way. You guys have been a pleasure. You guys have been great. Lots of great questions. I love this stuff. I mean, it'd be great to see you guys in classes. I love having all these new people in our classes, all these ideas that you have. I love building these things. You take our live classes, you take our project help and tutoring plan. I would love building these things. I've seen people make so much money doing this stuff. We're building some really cool bots internally that I think can make us a couple of 1,000% a year. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. But very cool. So Leo asks, what type of infrastructure is needed to get started? You just need a computer. Honestly, you don't even need a very powerful computer. Most computers are good enough. If you have something from the 1990s, that probably won't work. But if you have a computer that's newer than 10 years old, that's pretty much all that you need. And access to the internet, right? None of these bots are very computationally intensive. Unless you're building some crazy machine learning thing, you don't need a supercomputer. If you do want to do something like that, you could run it in the cloud. So you really don't need a lot of infrastructure, right? Like it's just have your computer. You're probably watching from a computer right now, and that's about it. You have a laptop, you have a Windows, you have a Mac, you're good to go, right? So great question, Leo. Thank you. Any other questions, guys? I'll leave this for a little bit. So Dan says, thank you for the presentation, Robert. Can you detail a bit about the current library, like how many strategies available now, performance metrics, and so and so? Short form is okay. Sure, yeah, that's a very good question, Dan. We have a lot of stuff available. So you see here, this is our library. We have days 1 through 12, which is our actual class. Then we have also days 13 and 14, which is like extras. We don't actually have a day 13 and 14 in a class, but there's like stuff on like how do you put this onto a server? And then there's like all these like new experimental strategies are in here in day 14 they can experiment with. We have stuff, we changed our curriculum quite a bit after April. So we have before April and after April. So we have a lot of stuff in there. So some examples of things, day 9, we have some code on a debt trading strategy. There's, trading based off of what the Federal Reserve is doing, right? So if they're raising rates, if they're increasing their debt or decreasing their debt, we have a bot that monitors that and trades off of that, for example. We have in day 10, we have a strategy. We have a couple strategies in here. Fast trading strategies that trade really, really quickly if you want to do high frequency type stuff. We have a momentum trading strategy that does quite well. Intraday momentum that also does pretty well. We have in day 11, we have a bunch of code in here, several different strategies. Buying the dip is a really cool strategy that basically is invest when things fall. We have a diversified leverage strategy, which I have some of my own money in here. It's quite impressive. This thing doubles the return of the stock market, without taking on too much more risk. Really good returns there. We have a Reddit sentiment strategy, all the stuff that trades off of Reddit. We can't backtest this. It's a little difficult to backtest, but I know some of our students have been using this, making quite a bit of money. One of them, like I said, was making 400% or 500% a year doing this stuff, the Reddit trading and the influencer trading. So we have that there. We have some technical analysis bots. So in case you want to trade Fibonacci or you want to trade using RSI or whatever else, we have lots of examples of bots like that there. Day 12, we have bots that use machine learning, right? There's a lot of really cool machine learning stuff they could do in day 12. So you have lots and lots and lots of bots that are available there. In truth, actually, with the live class, we do 2 classes. So here, I want to say day 6 day 7 and day 8. What we do during those 2 classes, day 7, day 8, is if you have an idea for a strategy and you want to have it built, let me know and we build it on the fly. I'll build a bot during the class. You can watch me build it and you tell me, do you want this to do this or this to do that? So we have a couple of example bots in here. This one is trading off of data from Quandl. So it's getting I think there's financial reports or something like that we're downloading and analyzing and trading off of that. And then day 8, we had a technical analysis bot that we built. There's lots and lots and lots of code in here that you can use to build your own stuff. Some very profitable bots. Some of these bots do double, triple the stock market. Depending on your risk tolerance, you can take on a lot of these different type of things. You could have bots that, maybe you're getting ready to retire or something like that. You can have a bot that's very safe. You got a bot that takes on a lot of risk. You have bots that trade off of Reddit. You have machine learning bots. We have quite a few in here that, I'm actually thinking about taking this, we're building this hedge fund that's actually going to take our strategies and allow people to use them for a fee, of course. But we're going to be building out a really cool hedge fund off of this as well. So if you want first dibs, you want to get access to this code, you want to be able to build this stuff yourself, you get access to all this stuff through the class. So great question, Dan. Let me know if you have any specific questions in mind, if any specific bots you want to have built or any specific ideas, because we've built a lot of them. I can tell you, we've had a lot of clients. We built some really cool stuff. Some of these option trading bots we built for clients are pretty amazing. I had a client recently that we built an option trading bot for him. He's making 10% a week, which is crazy, right? A really good amount of money. We have crypto bots are making good money, awesome stuff. And again, I love having you guys in the courses. So every time I teach this class, I feel like I learn something new and we build some cool new stuff. So thank you for that, by the way. That's great. Thank you for that question, Dan. Any other questions, guys? Dan says, appreciate, very cool stuff. Just one more question. Any plans to integrate with TT or CQG? Sorry, I don't know what TT or CQG is. I could take guess I'm assuming these are like brokers that you're talking about. TD Ameritrade. I'm not sure what you mean by that. CQG. I don't know what those two are. I'll wait for your response. Trading technology. Is that like a broker? I've never heard of that. Trading technology. CQG is mainly futures. Trading technology. Oh, futures. Okay, so you're trading futures, right? So you're trading futures. You want to integrate with these brokers. I mean, right now we're integrated with interactive brokers, right? To be quite honest with you, not every broker allows for API trading, right? So I don't know about these guys. Maybe they let you trade using robots. Maybe they don't. A lot of brokers do not allow that, or at least they don't have the technology to do that, right? So we work mainly with brokers that like robots, that like having robots on their systems. You know, those are some of the best brokers in the world. You know, the interactive brokers and alpacas of the world, they're very big brokers and they're doing quite well. Trading technology and CQG, we're not integrating with them. I don't have that on my map. If you're interested and you want to have that, we can integrate them, maybe, depending on if they have APIs, right? A lot of brokers just don't let you connect to them through APIs. So that's why we were pretty picky. But switching brokers is quite simple. It's not that difficult to switch brokers or put. And to be honest with you, when you're running a bot, you kind of want to have everything that this bot is doing in one spot. You don't want this to be like, let's say you have a personal account and you trade this stuff personally. A lot of people do that. Like I do my own personal trades. I don't. Not everything is robots. I do some of my own personal stuff. I trade it manually, and then I have accounts that run bots. The accounts that run bots, you want to have that isolated, right? Because if I'm trading manually and then this bot's trying to trade, you start conflicting with each other, right? The bot's saying, I want to buy this and that. And then you go in and you sell it. And the bot's like, what the hell's going on? And tries to buy it back. You guys are fighting each other, right? So you really want to have your bots running in a separate account from your from your personal like manual trading. So even though you might use these trading technologies in CQG personally, your bot can run on a very different platform, and I'd recommend doing that anyways, right? So great questions, thank you. We can take a look at integrating with them if you're interested. I can take a look at that, but I'd strongly recommend that you use a platform that's friendly to bots, that likes having bots on their platform, like interactive brokers, like Alpaca, whatever, and having a separate account with them specifically for bots. Thank you, Dan. Great question. And then Leo has a question. Do you mean some companies don't have API accessible? Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, a lot of brokerages, they don't allow APIs, and that's not usually because they don't want them. That's usually because it takes effort to support bots, right? Like Interactive Brokers is a very big company, so they have the resources to allow people to trade using bots. But smaller brokerages, they're just like, you know what? Like we make a lot of money off people trading manually, and trading bots is, you know, it's going to be all this extra effort for us to do. So they pick a side, right? They pick, do I want manual trading? Do I want bots? Alpaca is an example of a company that's all bot trading, right? That's all they do. Like manual trading isn't even a thing with them. They don't have an iPhone app. They have nothing. It's only APIs, right? Interactive Brokers is a big brokerage that does both, right? They're very good with APIs and they're very good with manual trading. They're probably the biggest broker on the planet. The biggest hedge funds in the world use them, right? So it depends, right? Yeah, it takes work to develop the API, right? So we work with companies that are friendly to bots that allow us to do this kind of thing, right? And again, when you're trading, when you're building bots, you want to have your bots run on a separate account. I don't want to be in there and I'm like, oh, I want to buy Google today or I want to buy Tesla today. I just bought a bunch of Tesla, by the way. Bought a bunch of Tesla stock. I think it's going to make us a ton of money in the future. But that's my own personal thing. That's my own manual trading, right? Then I also have bots running in different accounts. I think I have maybe 10 different brokerage accounts. I have accounts on TD Ameritrade. I have accounts on Interactive Brokers. I have an account with Alpaca. I have an account with TradeStation. I have money all over the place, right? And it's, first of all, because it's my business and what we do, but also it's because each bot is doing something a little different. Each account is doing something different. I want to have an account per strategy so that it's running those things on its own, right? Because I don't want to be fighting these bots. You're gonna confuse your bots if you're trying to trade against it, right? You're in an account and saying, I want to buy, I want to buy Tesla today. The bot might be saying that, and then you're like, no, I don't want Tesla. You sell it, and then you're fighting your bot. You don't want to do that, right? So you want to have an account that's specifically dedicated to that. That's why it doesn't really matter what broker you're with. You can open an account with these brokers that are friendly to this, to have an account specifically for this sort of thing, right? Great question. Thank you for that question. Cool. Any other questions, guys? All right. Well, this is a lot of fun. Thank you guys very much for being part of this. I hope to see you guys in these classes. I love having smart people like you that ask a lot of questions. I really hope to see you guys in the class. I think you guys can build some really, really cool stuff. I love seeing our students build some great things. Actually, this hedge fund that we're building going forward, we're actually going to take our students' algorithms. So we have a couple of students that have built some great algorithms. We're going to take them, we're going to put them up on our website. We're going to sell that to people. People can buy them those algorithms, but then the people that created them are going to get paid. So we plan to actually, I hope that our students, when they come out, you make a lot more money back out of this class than when you invested, right? Not even just with your own money, but just like getting paid through our platform, right? I think one day when you take our class, you pay the money, you come out of the class, you build this algorithm, you sell it on our marketplace, and you get paid, thousands of dollars per month because you're managing other people's money. That's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to build a marketplace of algorithms. We're trying to build something really unique and different. Screw the hedge funds. I'm sorry if you work at a hedge fund. Screw the hedge funds. I feel like they've been ripping people off for way too long. We're going to actually use our technology to provide cheaper, better, and faster returns using technology that these hedge funds charging these insane fees or not even letting regular people into them. I want to smoke that industry. And that's what we're all about. Definitely want to change the narrative and want to change the way that this whole industry works. That's what we're working towards. So hopefully you could join us on our mission, and hopefully see you guys in our classes. Right? Starting very soon. Registration closes in 2 days. Class starts, I think, next week. So hopefully I see you there, guys. Thank you very much for your time, and hope you have a great rest of the night. Cheers, guys. Thank you.